we're here with head coach Greg Howes talking about the Tacoma Stars victory over the Wenatchee Fire 7-4 here at the Soccer Center. So, Greg, what did you think about the game tonight? I know you guys started off fast and were doing really well, and then somehow there was somewhat of a drop-off, and then Wenatchee kind of scrapped their way back. So could you let us know your thoughts?
Yeah, we wanted to come out with a lot of energy early on, and we were able to do that, come out to a 4-0 lead in the first quarter, and it was, we kind of felt at that point that we felt pretty confident about the evening. Maybe a little too confident, but Wenatchee always battles, and they were able to come back in the second quarter and raise their energy, but it was 1-1 was the second quarter, so they were able to tie us in the second quarter, and it was unfortunately we weren't able to keep that momentum going, but it's indoor soccer. There's games of runs, and they didn't quit, and we were able to still play with the lead all night, and ultimately dictate the tempo, and ultimately get the W.
So, who did you think stood out really for the Tacoma Stars tonight? I mean, who were your key players sparking things? And I know yourself, you may not say yourself, but it looked like you played a pretty key role in there and scored a pretty spectacular goal there late in the game too.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I thought it was collectively, I thought everybody played really well. If I had to single out some guys, I thought Daniel Gray came in with some energy and gave us a little different look. I thought the defenders played extremely well, and I thought Chris played pretty great. Distribution was good, shot blocking was good. Myself, I mean, it's like I was telling one of the guys, he scored 3 goals and feel like you had one of your worst finishing performances of the night. So pretty good night. So we're excited. I'm starting to get goals spread around a little bit. Got Leighton back in there, and it was just a good team effort overall.
And then looking forward to next weekend, you have the San Diego Sockers here on Friday and Saturday for the doubleheader. The Saturday game is the U.S. Open Cup semifinal. So, gosh, what are you guys going to work on? I mean, what are you thinking about of all the things going into this big weekend?
Well, I'm not going to tell you too much about our preparation, but we'll watch some of the San Diego film. Obviously, we've played them one time and got a better idea of what it takes to play against players of that caliber, but we're a different team now than we were earlier in the year. We had defenders that had only played a couple games, and obviously with their, we're sitting at 4 losses, they're at 2 losses, depending on how they did tonight, and it gives us it's an opportunity for us to pick up 2 wins, potentially look at taking the Western Division, but our prize is to make the playoffs, and then Open Cup and number 1 seed and things like that are secondary, but our goal is to get into the playoffs, and then after that we'll worry about what we can control after that.
And the last thing for those that don't know the Sockers, I mean, do you have any ideas of some players that fans can get familiar with here before the weekend and that are going to be standouts for San Diego?
Yeah, I mean, they got a loaded lineup. They got a target player, Aaron Susi, their captain, played for many years. Actually a teammate of mine on the futsal team. He's a standout left-footed target player, really be a handful. They got a couple midfielders, Z. Roberto, Paul Wright, who's been playing, I don't know, maybe 20 years, but he's still plays with a lot of youth and enthusiasm. And they had a really good goalkeeper. I think he was goalkeeper of the year last year. He's got good feet, good distribution. And, they're just solid all the way around. But there's, they play with a little bit of a Latin flair, but they play with physicalness that's needed indoors. So we're going to have our hands full, but I feel confident in our preparations up to this point, and our ability to make adjustments, and we kind of know what we're going against now, so we'll be better prepared.
And how about the crowd out here at the Soccer Center? Last thing, I mean, they were really loud tonight. They were a great last game. It seems like every home game get a good crowd out here. You got anything to say to those guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's a, especially when there's, when it starts to get heated and things like that. It's, you feed off it a little bit. And plus the noise of the crowd kind of keeps you mentally focused into the game. It seems like guys tend to, when you can't hear yourself yelling at people or talking, you kind of tend to focus on your own thing. But they've been great, man. It's, this year being our first year pro, our fans are coming out, and I think we've slowly built momentum for the biggest weekend of the year as far as our homestand, and that's San Diego. Tacoma Stars, San Diego Sockers. It's gone back to the late 80s, early 90s, and now it's back here in the 2010s and 11s. So we're excited to bring that rivalry back, and hopefully fans can come out and see 2 franchises that are trying to make a comeback.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
Thanks.